We love ordering books that you haven't read and then just reading manga online instead of reading those books. It's great, really good, super productive. Hello friends, my name is Emily, I'm the Bi, and here are some books off of my bookshelf. So, COVID-19, coronavirus, it's happening, please stay inside, don't leave as much as possible, wash your hands often, be safe. That's the deal, bro. Like, sorry I don't make the rules, but please keep everyone safe. My roommate and I are both very lucky that we can work from home. This will be the third week that we've both worked from home with a few exceptions. Mostly me having to go into the office a couple of times, but my boyfriend works at a grocery store, so he has been working through this whole thing. And, you know, we're just living that life. Please be safe. Keep all of us safe. Thank you. The meat of this video is that I have a book haul. I ordered most of these books before all of the self-isolation stuff happened, like way before, and then that package initially got lost, and then the second package was coming in the middle of the first week of self-isolation, and then when it came it was missing a book. So I have 7 rather than 10 books to talk about from Book Outlet, but I will talk about them nonetheless. I'm very excited about all of them. The other books that I ordered, although one is actually a book and one is a short story that's been printed, came from Ripped Bodice. So, Ripped Bodice actually closed about a week, I think, before Safe at Home, the California instituted please don't fucking leave your house thing happened. And they were like, hey, you can support us by ordering online though, because we're still doing that. We're doing care packages, like, keep us alive. They're still paying all of their employees and I love them. It's a romantic bookstore in Culver City. If you like romance, consider ordering from them online. They're excellent. So I did that, and actually a lot of indie bookstores are still doing online sales, including my hometown bookstore Malaprops, which my friend Stephanie, who I will talk about because I ordered one of her books, has also said you should order from. They're a great bookstore if you're looking for something not as specific as romance, but kind of general. They're great, I love them, please support them. I would love to go home and have Malaprops still exist. So, from Book Outlet, I have 7 books in my hands. And these are in no order. This is just how I stacked them. So let's talk about them. The first book on this stack is a short story collection called How They Met and Other Stories by David Levithan. I'm pretty sure it is a collection of short stories about characters from his other books. Yes, please. I really fucking love David Levithan. He is probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite young adult author, especially young adult queer author, and I can't wait to see some of the characters that I haven't read about in a really long time. Go read David Levithan books. They're great. The next book that I ordered, which I didn't realize Megan had when I ordered it, but it's fine because I have a feeling I'm gonna love it so much I would have wanted a copy anyway. And that's Adib Khorram's Darius the Great Is Not Okay. I actually don't know that much about this book plot-wise. I know that it's about a Persian boy who I believe is living in America who goes for the first time to Iran. He's half Persian. He goes for the first time to Iran and I believe he falls in love with a boy. And that's exciting. Megan said there's lots of dad stuff, which, you know, I'm maybe not emotionally prepared for, but excited for nonetheless. And I've heard nothing but good things about this book. So I'm stoked to read this. I have a bunch of contemporary, more recent young adult books on my shelf that I really kind of just want to read in succession, especially since I am vaguely writing about teens, although it's teens when I was a teen, so it's probably okay. And then also like escapism. Have you ever heard of it? Because I want it. Also, unrelated note is that this cover is both very good in terms of the way it looks, but also whatever the matte finish of this cover is, really good. Don't know what it's called. It's kind of plasticky, but I really like it. It's a good cover. It's a good looking book. Book number 3 is from Moira Fowley Doyle, The Accident Season. I, again, don't know that much about this book. Pretty sure it's queer, which is why it was on my like Amazon list, which is how I always go about trying to find books on Book Outlet. I just do a little search, like a antique person. Anyway, I'm pretty sure this is queer. I don't know if this is her first book, but she does have a second book that is queer, that has magic-y stuff in it that Megan is reading right now and really liking. So when I realized that I had ordered her first, or one of her first books, I was really excited, especially because Megan really likes that book a lot. This book is about a girl named Kara, I'm not sure how you say her name, and her family who every October go through an accident season inexplicably. It looks like her best friend Bea and her ex-stepbrother Sam are involved in this fantasy meets reality line blur that's happening. So I don't know what the plot of this is, but I'm excited to find out, especially if it's super gay, like I can only imagine it is. Please, please be gay. Now, a book that I do know is gay, at least part of it, is I Hate Everyone But You by Gabby Dunn and Allison Raskin. So they are both women who do stuff on YouTube and social media in general. They have a show called Just Between Us that's like a YouTube comedy, advice, sketch show thing that I've loved for a while. They're both really cool people to follow on social media. Gabby Dunn also has a podcast about money, a book as well that is based off of that podcast about money and about being a woman trying to figure out your finances. Love it, it's very good. I have been hoping and praying that this book would go on Book Outlet because I've been wanting to read it. I think they have 3 books. This one, a sequel to this one, and then another book that I think is not actually related to this book series, but I just want to read it. I know truly nothing about it. I think it's told through emails, essentially. Like, I think it's epistolary in that way, but like modern epistolary, you know? And I just really hope that I love it because I love both of these women and I would just like to happily read everything else they've written. So this is one of the other contemporary young adult books that I'm hopefully gonna read straight in a row soon. Okay, you know, there's only so much I can say. I just don't know anything about this book before it just starts getting annoying, right? Anyway, I don't know that much about this book. It's called Starry Eyes. It was written by Jen Bennett. I got this because Books and Lala read it in a video. That's it. That's the reason. She read it in a Shakespeare adaptations / infused video, and I don't know where this falls in that, I was gonna say timeline and that's not the word I was looking for. On that scale, that's closer. But this is about 2 people, a boy and a girl, who used to be friends when they were kids, are not friends now in high school, but are currently on a camping trip thing together, and then bad stuff happens. Oh, I think it's a retelling of Romeo and Juliet. That makes sense. Okay, bad stuff happens, they get trapped out in the woods together, and you know, there's that. That's what it is. We'll see. I don't know if I'm actually going to like this, but Lala liked it so much and was so just like smitten with it, so I don't really like Romeo and Juliet that much, but then again, adaptations of it can be so fun, so we'll see. The next book I got is Now I Rise by Kiersten White. This is the second book in, oh shit, I actually don't know what the series is called. What is this series called? It has a specific name. It's a trilogy, but I don't remember what the trilogy is called. Anyway, it's a sequel to And I Darken, which is right here, and I have not read it yet. But I really love Kiersten White's The Guinevere Deception. Is that what the first one is called? Her Arthur retelling, and I can't wait for the second one. Oh my god, I'm so excited. But I figured I would start reading her other books. I have a copy of Slayer that I'm so excited about because I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It is my favorite TV show and I really like her writing style and I'm stoked. She wrote a duology for that. But this is the second book in the And I Darken. It's not what it's called, but whatever that trilogy is called. And I figured I would probably really love And I Darken, so I wanted to get the second one because it was already on Book Outlet. And it is a retelling of Vlad the Impaler, but what if woman? I'm sorry, not to be extremely me, but historical figure of violence, but what if woman? Very into that. So I'm also very excited to kind of see how she interweaves the Dracula myth into this, because I don't think, well, I think it probably has magic, but I don't know how into Dracula. But Vlad the Impaler is the person who inspired Bram Stoker's Dracula because he was nasty and and doing fucked up shit. And so I'm very interested to see if any of the actual Dracula stuff is going to show up, or any of the vampire myth stuff, or if it will be much more historical, but maybe with magic, because I think there's some magic in here, but I'm excited to read these. And then the final book that I got from Book Outlet is a collection of short stories that my friend Stephanie Perkins edited. She also wrote one of them. There are 12 short stories, and it's Summer Days and Summer Nights, 12 love stories. So Stephanie wrote one of them. It also includes authors like Leigh Bardugo, Francesca Lia Block, Libba Bray, Cassandra Clare, Liev Grossman, Nina LaCour. This is the second anthology that Stephanie did of this kind. The original one that she did was My True Love Gave to Me, which is 12 holiday stories, which similar concept, it's just set in winter. And I really loved this one. I got to meet David Levithan because he wrote one of the short stories in it. Stephanie is friends with him. He came and did a book thing at Malaprops. See, all of the things, they come together. And yeah, I really love this collection of short stories. And for some reason, and I think it's just because I didn't live at home anymore or something, I'm not sure, but I didn't get to go to Malaprops for the release of Summer Days and Summer Nights, or maybe she didn't have one, I'm not sure. But for some reason, this I didn't end up getting. But I saw this on Book Outlet and decided I should rectify the situation. So now I have, officially, all of Stephanie's books. Okay, so that's it from Book Outlet. That is what came in that order, all 7 books. And I'm very excited about them. I have no idea when I'm gonna get to any of them. We love ordering books that you haven't read and then just reading manga online instead of reading those books. It's great, really good, super productive. The last 2 things I got were from Ripped Bodice. I needed very badly and had been meaning to go and get and then just didn't. And so I ordered it because all of this was happening. Anyway, so those were both Sierra Simone books. Of course they were. One is actually a book. It's American King. It's the last book in the New Camelot series, which is an erotic retelling of King Arthur, but it's presidential instead of kingly. The other thing I got was American Squire, which is a short story. It's only like 49 pages. They printed it and I'm very excited about it. It follows the presidential aide Belvedere from New Camelot, who, big old spoiler, because I didn't know that the summary of the short story was going to spoil the end of the New Camelot series, but sure, fine, I'm still very excited. Anyway, Belvedere goes to Thornchapel to go retrieve a book and meets a guy who's appraising family art, thus connecting Thornchapel and New Camelot, which, by the way, is wild. And I'm like, wow, it's so interesting that you guys live in a world where like New Camelot is happening. That's wild. Anyway, this is a connection point between the 2 big Sierra Simone series that I love, so of course I had to get it. And I am very excited about reading both of these, even though I know what happens at the end of American King. Seems sad, but okay. And that's it. Those are all the books I got. I mean, I did also, before all of this happened, I went to Goodwill and got some books, so I guess I can talk about them because I have them sitting right here because I was using them as a stand for my computer for filming the Backlist Book Club video. So let's talk about them very, very briefly. So I was at the Goodwill by my work with my friend Nelson from work. You know how work used to be, how the world used to be. Anyway, 2 of them are Christina Lauren books because I'm trying to give them another chance. So I got Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, which I've actually heard is one of the better ones. People really like this one, so I'm excited to give it a shot. And then I got their most recent, actually, it might not be the most recent at this point. I don't know when their new book comes out, The Honey Don't List, but I got The Unhoneymooners. So I'm gonna read that. It's a mystery to me if I like it. The other book I got was Well Met by Jen DeLuca, which I had been seeing because it has like the same kind of very cute drawn cover that a lot of currently being printed in the last couple of years romance books have, but nobody told me it was set at a Renaissance fair. So I bought it because it was $2, as were the other Christina Lauren books each. And also the main character's name is Emily, so here we are. But she, I guess, finds love at a Renaissance fair. I'm not really sure, but no one told me about it, so shame on you, and I'm gonna read it and see if I like it. I truly don't know if I will, but it was $2, and I am probably going to do a romance giveaway at some point in the future, so if I don't like it, I will include it.